This is the story of a man marked by a voice from his past. The spectacular scene that produced it, and whose meaning he was to grasp only years later, happened in the center of a city not long after its abandonment. Venizelos Airport, Sunday.
النداء الأخير لطائرة طيران الإمارات.
The remaining inhabitants of the city have moved all the sculptures from the squares of the city and placed them at the grounds of the airport. Sometime after came the destruction of Athens. Many died. Some believed themselves to be victors. Others were taken prisoner. The survivors settled beneath Gazi, in an underground network of galleries, beneath the remainings of a nightclub that stood under construction. The prisoners were subjected to urban planning experiments apparently of great concern to those who conducted them. The outcome was a disappointment for some, death for others, and for others yet, madness. One day they came to select a new guinea pig from among the prisoners. He was the man whose story I am telling. He was frightened. He had heard about the head experimenter. He was prepared to meet Dr. Frankenstein or the mad scientist. Instead, he met a reasonable man who explained calmly that the human race was doomed. Culture was off limits. The only hope for survival lay in entertainment. A loophole in entertainment, and then maybe it would be possible to reach food, medicine, sources of energy. This was the aim of the experiment, to send emissaries into the culture club, to summon the past and future to the aid of the present. But the human mind balked at the idea. To wake up in another culture meant to be born again as another. The shock would be too great. Having only sent lifeless bodies through different zones of culture, the inventors were now concentrating on men given to very strong cultural experiences. If they were able to conceive or dream another culture, perhaps they would be able to live in it. This man was selected from among 1,000 for his obsession with a voice from the past. One day he is above ground, in the abandoned building site. It is empty. Ruins of a nightclub that never realized. The head experimenter asked him to design the completion of the club. The only means he had was designs from a hopeful past and the two metal triangles that once put together, the location of the voice of his past could be found. They pointed west to an abandoned building that stood there since the destruction of the city. Satisfied, he begins to walk in. In one step, the place seems different. Suddenly he hears a voice. The voice said, "I take off into the cosmos, ready for anything. Solitude, hardship, exhaustion, death. I don't want other worlds. I want mirrors." It reminded him of an old film adapted from a disregarded Russian master. He followed the source of the voice up the stairs. He entered what looked like the preparatory room for the experiments that were taking place underground. The room materialized from your memory of her. From the moment it existed, it was the most superior element in the universe. And now it passes the time doing extravagant theoretical thinking about the universe, with us as the cast. It's engaged in a never-ending process of transformation, an ontological autometamorphosis begging the question, can thought exist separately from consciousness? I thought I'd been behaving normally, rationally, but a sign of insanity is the inability to think about more than one thing. So if I am consumed by the idea that I am insane and can't think of anything else, then I am insane. This time he is close to her. He sees her. She welcomes him without surprise. They are without memories, without plans. Space builds itself painlessly around them. Is it the same place? He doesn't know. They shall go on like this without memories or plans. Up to the moment where he feels ahead of them a barrier. And at this moment he had been granted to listen to, which had never ceased to obsess him, was the very moment of his own death.